What's going on, Cowboys fans? So the team had the day off on Wednesday, but Todd Archer did give us a little insight just from training camp in general. I got a little sheet with the notes right here, so I'm just going to go through it one by one, and we'll talk about and discuss it some. So first off, he said that the team's likely to keep 2 running backs, and he said if we did keep a third one, it would probably be Rico Dowdle over Jett Anderson. Now, if you watch my running back video about the depth chart, then I did say Rico Dowdle had the biggest chance of being that third running back over Jett Anderson. So it makes sense to me. If you haven't watched that yet, definitely go watch it. But also in the 53-man roster prediction, I think I had Dowdle not making the roster, but I always put him as like a practice squad spot. Now, he didn't mention the fullback, Shewu. I'm not even going to try to say his last name, out of TCU. I would assume that he gets an automatic roster spot because I know McCarthy likes having a fullback on the roster. Again, something I talked about in the running back video. So next thing, he also mentioned tight end pretty much set. Again, in the 53-man roster video, we covered tight end. I assume that was set. And it's, if you don't know, it's going to be Jarwin, Dalton Schultz, and Blake Bell, I would assume. Now, Todd Archer did mention that Adam Redmond was intriguing mostly because of his versatility. So he's a guy that can play center and guard, but he can also play a little bit as a tackle. And so I know last year in training camp, other teams were interested in him as a potential cut or as a potential trade piece even. So that's something we should keep up with. I did not have him making the 53-man roster, but I said I probably left off a guard and picked one too many tackles. I wouldn't be shocked if he makes a roster over Pace Murphy, guys, to be completely honest. He has Noah Brown as his number 5 wide receiver. I pointed out this week that Cedric Wilson's basically locked up that number 4 slot, which is good to hear. I'm not too excited about the idea of Noah Brown being the 5th receiver just because I was hoping guys like Vintel Bryant would really step up, maybe even John Bay Johnson. Notably just because I've never been too impressed with Noah Brown on Sundays. Now, he hadn't gotten a lot of opportunities, but he also just hasn't produced basically at all. I remember one nice tiptoe catch from a couple years ago, and that's pretty much it. He mentioned Doris Armstrong looked good as an outside linebacker, even said that he has the athleticism to stand up and to play some in pass coverage. So I was a little surprised to hear that, but kind of excited. I kind of had Dorrance Armstrong making the roster, and this might give him the spot over like Joe Jackson or something just because he has this extra versatility, and that's obviously something we're looking for in the defense this season. So that's pretty much it from Todd Archer, but I also got a couple tweets written down from John Machota. One being that Greg Zerling is 24 for 24 in training camp. That's 100%, guys. Let's not put any jinxes on his name this season. We need special teams to really step it up from last year. That's one of the reasons why we were just a very average team last year. Missed a lot of kicks that we had no business missing. Trayvon Diggs continues to impress. So he picked off Dak Prescott in practice, but he also had a nice pass breakup from what I understand. CD Lamb's another guy. So the rookies are really impressing. Now, I know we've kind of heard mixed things about Trayvon Diggs, but the past week or so, I've been hearing more and more good things out of him. Now, this is kind of good news. Clinton-Dix had an interception in practice, and from what I understand is it would have been an Aldon Smith sack, but of course they can't hit the quarterback in training camp. Dak tried to throw it away, and it was a diving interception by Clinton-Dix, and he's a guy that hasn't really stood out. As a matter of fact, it looks like Darian Thompson's been getting a lot of his reps. So it's kind of nice to hear something from him. I expected him to be somewhat of a ball hawk coming into the Cowboys organization. I want to mention a couple injuries, and then I have one other thing I want to say. So Mitch Hyatt's out with a leg injury, and we've been really struggling with offensive line depth just due to injury throughout training camp. I wrote about this on Fan to Fan, but Tyron Smith, La'el Collins, and swing tackle Cameron Irving are finally back, so that should at least provide us some much-needed depth and snaps. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is our rookie 4th-round pick out of Tulsa, Reggie Robinson. he's been getting some looks at safety, and I know fans hear that and they're going to go crazy and they're going to be like, no, don't do that, because that's what you did to Byron Jones. I don't remember if Byron Jones had any previous experience at safety. I don't know if he played safety in college. I do want to point out that Reggie Robinson, though he's a defensive back, he has played some safety. So Byron Jones just wasn't a natural safety, and that's what hurt him. I don't think it was the problem that he can't play multiple positions, or some guys can't play multiple positions, but he couldn't play the safety position. And we tried to force it, and it just didn't work out. I just want to say, don't be too concerned about Reggie Robinson. He might be more of a natural safety and a natural defensive back. He might can play both. Now, the last thing I want to mention is that this Sunday, August 30th, is the annual blue-white scrimmage. I did hear they're going to stream that live from AT&T Stadium. I don't know what time it's going to be yet, and I don't know if it's going to be on like DallasCowboys.com or how they're going to stream it, but I'll try and keep everybody updated. I'll definitely post something about it. I'll try and watch it depending on what time it is. That's going to be pretty exciting because there's no preseason. So guys like Clinton-Dix and his positional battle with Darian Thompson, someone finally gets a chance to stick out. I know it's going to hurt a lot of players, especially rookies and stuff, not having a preseason. So this is a pretty big scrimmage, and I want to hear a comment from you guys just telling me who you expect to stand out, to step up to the plate and look good. And the first blue and white scrimmage, really the only blue and white scrimmage this year, but the last game really until the season starts. As you can tell, my channel's basically been focusing more and more on just Cowboys content. I think I'm probably going to keep it that way, guys. That's pretty much the direction I plan on heading forward with. Let me know your thoughts about it. So guys, that's pretty much going to do it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do me a favor and like, comment, and make sure you subscribe if you aren't subscribed already. And I'm out. Peace!